think he can hear me.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yep.
Somebody said they couldn't hear anything on voice, and then I got on. I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I just wasn't talking much. I'm charting. Yep.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Yep. It would be amazing if we get back in here and kind of execute the
80%.
the extreme low here. We already explored this area, so the
Oh,
80% was really,
yes.
here more on the downside. But, usually we tend to go to the bottom of these areas when we get in. So let's see, we'll just mark these guys for a moment. I mean, this January POC is all the way on the bottom. 38, 33, and I would think that's where the accumulation POC is as well. Yeah. All the way on the bottom. We'll mark this guy here as well. Is this what you guys have for PD 7 value area high? 39.20.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's kind of going back to that 39, 20, 12 range. And if you look at this, if we get inside this range here, it might get a little interesting. Because right now, what I'm seeing on the current 7-day, so this started on the 11th. So tomorrow this completes. And something here is pretty evident, and hopefully you guys are able to see it, right? So when the buyers pushed the price below, they said, no, I think we can find value higher. They found the value here, they pushed it above, and it looked like they were gonna accept this on a smaller, bounce here on 65 minutes. But here we are, we fell inside, and now we're no longer accepting that. So this level here becomes pretty important, which is also the Monday, this week's low, 39.97, which is also PDPOC. Let's see. Yeah. So if we lose this level, there's a high chance we're going to be pushing down a little bit, probably all the way here to 39.85. And if we lose this, you see how quickly we can kind of dump to here. All of these ranges would be pretty much out of the value. And I think that would play out pretty nicely here. So we'll watch this level here. So this is probably a good short. If we break the PDPOC, you're most likely going to go here, which is also PD all year. Let's watch this guy here. Okay.
'15th and 16th will be one day because 15th was a short day.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Threw me off for a moment. I was like, where did they go? I was like, something's
Mhm.
up. We'll call this PD value area high. So let's see. If anyone's playing futures, this is the spot to go long right here. Pretty sure we're gonna get a bounce there. Right now, if you guys see this level, if you just pay attention, this is the last shelf, like where they can actually bounce it right now. So if they bounce it here, then you're watching what it does. So it's a tight range, which I think probably happens. If not, then we go here. And I mean, if we break this PDPOC, that'd be pretty good. Then we will have more room for the downside. What else are we missing? So we got the previous month. Where's the POC for the month? I'm just gonna do something. Since we're in the beginning of the year, I'm gonna look at
You
6
mark that
months.
as PDPOC. Should have been January POC.
December, right? That was December POC, I believe, right?
Sorry, thank you.
So what is this? This is July.
December is 38.57.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
So this is our last 6 months of the year. So if you break, since we're kind of in January, it's not a bad habit to look at, you know, first half of the 2022 here, and then look at the second half and see what levels we get. So if you guys look at this here, it's something pretty evident that's happening. Do you guys see it?
Still in Q2 value area. And above that, if you go above 40 something or so, then you will be in Q1 value area.
First half, not Q1.
First half, sorry, first half,
Yep.
sorry.
So this is a pretty important level here that we have 40.73. I would say this is crucial level for upside. So if you're able to get in here, then you're really opening up the doors, you know, to potentially run. And we also have this 4,300 level here, which here would be, I guess this would be the second half of 2021. Not that it's relevant, we're going too much back, but we know about this 4,300 level here. Right, so if you guys just look at this level here, it's pretty big, right? I mean, it's an evident level that, so I would keep this on the lookout here. Change the label. What can you guys tell about the profile as we learned today? Does anyone recall what would this mean?
Uppercase P.
Okay, cannot tell me more. I know the shape, tell me more.
We close below the POC.
That's correct.
And
You're
there's a chance to go down.
Yep, so this here was definitely a trap, right, for the longs. And you know that after the fact, but if you look at this, right, you see them, hey, we went below. And remember what I tell you always, the best setup is when you break above the POC and you come back and you do what? You reject it. You reject it from the bottom side. Then look what you did here. You broke it, you came back, and what do you do here? You lost it. And that's kind of, you know, what you're trying to find a key level. So if you look at the second half POC here, do you guys see the importance of this level now? Of this 3960 level here? Look at this. that H2? Yeah, that's H2 POC, right? So now if you look at this, this is pretty important level, and we can put a little color here. And look what we got here. You guys see this? So there goes the slice through that level that we talked about earlier. So most likely we're headed here. So we got the POC here. We got the December value area high. So we popped out of the range from December. And here we tried to accept it. And now we're kind of coming back. But we're also making what? In terms of 15 minutes here, what are you doing here? You're making lower highs, you're consolidating, right? So it's not a clear cut move yet on neither side. But as of right now, it looks like, you know, maybe downside unless we bounce. If we miss the bounce here, then I'm pretty sure that we can get inside this December value area high, and this could be a good short, right? So this could be an excellent short if we break below it, and then, you know, I'll probably wait for this POC, the 3-4 points here, and then take it down. And high probability that we would most likely slice it all the way to here. Where's December value? I mean, that'll be a really wide range. So this would be a fairly large range here on the PVP. Man, that POC, this is a yearly POC too, guys. This is a yearly POC. This is your 2022 value area high. I'll definitely mark these major levels because this is our balance that we're in right now. It's literally telling you the market hasn't really done much. Right, so we are still in the balance of 2022 until we break this level of 3630. Is that what it is? Yeah, 3630. We're really not, you know, making any progress in terms of up or down. So here, if you guys take a look at it, so we really need to break below this level to consider a little bit of a short, right? And if you go a little bit higher time frames, that would be what also in terms of structure, anyone?
A breakup structure?
It would be the breakup structure, right? So you'd be your first lower low and a lower high, since pretty much, what is this? If you want to call it January
Jan 6th.
6th, yeah. So it'd be the first one. And then while you're at it, you know, I strongly suggest that you have your VPOCs, especially when you have these crazy runs. It's really important that you identify some VPOCs. And look, this is a VPOC here. This area is literally loaded here. This is like golden area. This is really, really big area here. I'm pretty certain if we slice through this, we're headed to this 3920. Watching. So ES has a little bit less VPOCs than SPY. Okay. So, and then the last piece, when you look at something like this that you're seeing right now, what should you guys do? You should be aware of this level here. Where's a potential bounce in case we get some crazy news or whatever, right? You want to be aware, you know, where's this going to, and look where it's going.
38.56.
So that's your key level, potential bounce zone is right here. So that's something that we should definitely watch. So if we grab it again, just real quick, I would just grab somewhere around here. I'll grab this, and this would be the zone that we were playing. So you have a bounce at 39.20, and you would place some longs there and get a bounce and get a play. If that doesn't work, so first one bounce right here because you're still in an uptrend, right? We haven't confirmed the shift you know, on higher time frames here. We have higher highs. I don't count this as a low. This is the first low that I would consider. Unless we break this, then we are looking for potential rejections and going down. But I haven't seen yet, you know, a heavy accumulation. We're after hours. So I wouldn't short this just yet here. I want it to come up and then potentially rejection and short. But let's see what happens. So everyone pretty clear here on these levels. And I think there's a VPOC on the upper side as well. Let me just grab it. I think it's 40.75. 40.76. We'll definitely watch this. And then here, what do we have? So these would be the levels that I kind of care about for now. Upside, we have 40.73, we have 42.20. Pretty sure that there's some levels in between here that we would play, but as it gets there, I'll probably mark them. I know about 4100. So this would be a full list of levels that I'm kind of interested in now. Just see. So now we're below the weekly VWAP. So let's see how we react to it. Okay. Any questions on this? Okay. So let's just check some setups here for. Why is this so tiny? Sequence, I can't even read these letters. Is this year to date VWAP? Okay, that's our year to date VWAP. Okay. Let's just see what's going on this accumulation of Tesla here. So we're still stuck in the range. So if you guys look here, it's really not moving much. So we had this accumulation that caused this dump here, and it's been a crucial level for passing on Tesla. We've tapped it multiple times now, so I don't know how many more times I would want to play it. If we go over this level and we close above it, you know, maybe on 15 minutes go up, then play the retest of this level, that might be good. For shorting, let's see, you know, it's been news driven lately a lot. So we had a spring here, we drove it all the way up, and now we're kind of waiting and seeing what they're gonna do. So that's the level I'll watch on this one. Not the best setup here. Let's see, AMD. And if you guys have any setups that look promising and a reason why, let's take a look at it.
I looked at JPM and BA and Palo Alto. All are good.
So this one is potentially coming up to this level that it would not be a bad short here. So we'll definitely watch AMD tomorrow. JPM, oof. Oh, what a giant candle.
JPM is almost reaching a yearly consolidation POC from March 21 to February 2022.
And we're also reaching the retest SR flip. Yeah, this is a crucial level. If they're able to hop over this, most likely they're headed somewhere around here. Is this what you're looking at, or 153 or less?
Yes, sir. That's my level to short.
Yeah, this looks like a good short. This is probably good. JPM. How's NVIDIA looking? So it has room to go. How's Amazon? You guys see why this short might be pretty good here?
Area high.
Yeah, I mean, it's a major consolidation here. We're talking about, 77 days, and you're coming up first time to this. So if you think about it, this is where you dumped last time, right off of this POC, and you're
Oh
just
yeah.
arriving
Right.
back there. And it's also now a major value area high, 77 days value area high. So I just don't know how quickly they can dump this, but I would definitely watch this here for potential short entry. This could be a nice range here. So this was I'm thinking this is the bottom right here of this range, and these are little springs that they got, especially definitely a spring here. So and then I don't think there was much volume here. I think a lot of volume is in the bottom right here, which is about 85, so about $13 away. I'm probably gonna peel off some shares on Amazon here. So we'll definitely watch this. I just don't see a lot of, yeah, once we crack this guy here, short below 95 is probably decent. I'll watch that. What else do you guys have?
Can you look at BA?
$127 long. Yep.
Yeah, I have 122-ish in this area somewhere. But they could give you a bounce here. Depends how you're playing this. Let me check.
I was thinking to buy a few shares here, and then if it goes to 120-ish, then go in
Yeah.
calls.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. What do they do again? Is it like telecommunications or?
Yeah. Sorry. They're like SD-WAN providers and all, yes, telecommunication.
Okay. Yeah, this might be a good zone. Let me check the daily real quick. Yeah, this might be a good zone here. It's picking up, not yet on a major pickup on volume. Just some picking up volume now. So I mean, it has a room to run. It has a lot of room to run. This is part of, I believe, XLC as well. And there goes XLC now. XLC is moving again out of that range and trying to break here. So I think I mentioned it to you guys here when it was down below. It's not bad to add some to a portfolio here. Maybe not here, but I'll wait, see if we can get a better price on this. I mean, I'm short Netflix, but let's see what they do. When I look at this here, they tapped the supply right above. So if you guys look here, they tapped the supply right above, but the volume's kind of leveling here. So I don't know, maybe they saw that there's a lot of sellers right here. They tapped it and they're like, man, never mind. So let's see what they do. I mean, this level here that it's kind of stuck on right now, if they're able to break this level right here, they have a chance to kind of go lower. And I would expect, I really don't know why this thing is still running. It makes no sense.
They have
Fundamentally,
earnings this week, so premiums are pretty juiced up.
yeah, so I say it's going to 290. So, yeah, I just don't know how they're making money anymore, but
Because now they have advertiser support.
well, I heard they're not doing too good on that. I heard that it's not as much as they anticipated, so let's see. I mean, they're coming here, filling the gap, so big level would be here. If they really want to run this thing up, they have another $50 to go. So, and I think they could, just considering that everybody's looking to short Netflix. This might be the play, right, to go long. But let's see. I'm not gonna play it. I have some put. I have one put on Netflix, and I think I was down a couple of percentage points. So I'm not too worried about this one. But honestly, I will not play it if their earnings is, yeah, that's Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, that's Thursday. So I don't know. I wouldn't be too interested in. If I was to play it, I would set up some kind of debit spread or something, like strangle it. And I don't know what the implied move is on Netflix. I wouldn't trade it personally. So, all right, BA. The BA is still smashing. Man, they went from 120 to 220. That's good. I think they're gonna be coming down here. I think this is not a bad short entry here. Probably has, if I was to look at this on a higher time frame, they had this weird pattern that they kept repeating on. If you guys look here, it's kind of like consolidation, large bull flags. And then they would take time to play out, and then here they set up a trap. This run just seems pretty wild. I mean, $100 run, and now you're coming up to this zone. So let me just grab a little bit more. See, you're coming up to that 222. Would probably be a good range to short. I'll be interested at somewhere around there. Even though this 215 fib, if they can squeeze this over to this level, I'll be interested in shorting this. I just don't know why is it running. I mean, this is pretty significant run here. I was expecting it here. It just sliced through it. So let's see what we do at this level here. I would watch 221, somewhere between 220 and 221 for a BA. Baba supposedly coin is buying shares, so I don't know how well is it doing in Chinese markets, but pretty certain it's gonna run like crazy. Let's see what we do. So we broke out of this value area high. I mean, this is a long consolidation from November 23rd. And you're just breaking this. Last time you broke that, you were not able to get over it. So, and you have pretty much like a triple distribution. If you fail here, it's almost like you're gonna go to $99 here. So let's see what they do. Seems like they're creating hype to offload if I was to make any bets. Because Coin, if he has a bunch of shares, he's just looking for sheep right now so he can get out of it. Otherwise, you know, they could run this to 125 here, and this would be probably not a bad short at 125-ish. Okay, let me just take a look at Apple. Well, this was a really big, level for Apple. So if we lose it, this might be a good short right off the bat. Just because this was, support previously, support, and now it's becoming kind of the resistance here. So let's see, and the entry to this level here to major consolidation here, 135.5. I'll maybe keep an eye on it.
Are you still in your Apple puts?
I do have some, yeah. Yeah, I have some, not many though. I think I've trimmed a lot of it.
I dribbled a bit on Friday, 331.
Yeah. And then lastly, we'll check the dollar just to see where is it, and it's right at that bounce range. So the dollar can really bounce right here. So it has a strong chance to kind of explode from here. And then this guy here, I know I was running a little bit after hours here. I mean, this is do or die on VIX. So it's do it
VIX
or
was
die.
19.5 today. I was up $200 on my contract. I don't know how.
Oh wow. That's crazy. I mean, on an off day, VIX is pumping. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a pretty good range here for a bounce here, 16, 17. Let's see what happens. And you see how quickly I'm on a weekly chart. When it comes up here on the taps, it can explode from here. And I mean, it goes north of 40. So I would keep an eye on this trend line as we're trading tomorrow. Octa. Oh man, they really destroyed Octa. Holy moly. Well, they brought it back to the scene. So the 52 was pretty good level, and just put your stop loss somewhere below here, but that was good. Be kind of risky to go long here for me. We have about $78. Maybe it can run through this little gap that it has. So this becomes pretty much free money. It's literally no volume in here. So if you're able to break 74.56, you could run there. And if you break, I would say this level right here, which is 72.30. So these would be the levels for the upside, 72.30, 74, 78. I'll be cautious of the 78 one. That level is fairly big. And if they really decide to run it, then you're waiting for $98. And at that point, it's a no-brainer short for me, at least. I don't trade Octa, but this would be the level I'll be interested in. Okay, anyone else? Let's see what CS doing since. Trying. And I don't know if there was any macro news. I have to kind of go through the weekend, see if there's any macro news that changed. But I do know there's a lot of speakers on this week, like it's loaded with speakers. So another potential volatile week to trade. So I'll do LI and SOXL and that'll be it. They have earnings or something. Somebody's buying this with a lot of force. I don't know who, but somebody's got a lot of cash. I mean, this is pretty choppy when you look at it on higher time frames. So if you look at this zone here, this is the zone where they accumulated, and it seems like this is where we sold off from, right here. And then there's an accumulation on the bottom. You're kind of in the middle of nowhere right now in terms of price action. It's closer to the short than it is to the long. From your RR perspective, you know, your long is $23 and the short's 28. So it's much closer to the short level than it is to the long level. So I would, you know, I wouldn't participate in shares here, but I would wait for a better entry for shares. If that's what you're after, Del.
Looking for short only.
SOXL. So people didn't like when I said that it was a good long opportunity here. It seems to be a great opportunity, but it's meeting something here. If you guys look, this was the consolidation right here. If you guys take a look, right? We're inside this right now, but let's see what it says. So we broke this POC like it's not there. So let's see if they're able to hold it. If they lose this POC, if they lose this level right here, 12.5, then you know that there's a high chance you're going to be revisiting this guy here, which would also mean that this demand zone is not as strong, as aggressive as the supply here. So then, you know, you really have to go. Seems like that level is going to hold. The 922 is going to hold nicely. And then you have a little bit of accumulation somewhere around here, 740, which should be a no-brainer, I think, for a potential bounce like $9, $10. So let's see tomorrow if it loses 12.5, and then you can short it all the way down to 932. That's something I would watch. How's Bitcoin? Did it run as people are freaking out? Oh, it did run. Wow. Anyone shocked that we rejected here? Pretty good rejection. All right, so value area high. They're not really accepting it above, so let's see what happens. But there was a lot of volume. A nice pickup in volume, but it'll be back. It'll be back to 16.4, 16, what, 8? What was the other one? MSTR. Well, that one had a nice pop. To believe the stock was a 1500 is crazy. $1,300 and now it's a 200. Imagine all the people that bought at 1,000 right here. Oh my God. Take out the class. It's pretty brutal. And where do we bounce? And people tell you it'll never get there. Just remind them. You can pull up this chart and show them. There you go. Came right there. And this might be interesting to watch. See if we get a breakout, then we could potentially target this 290 here because it might explode quick. SQ has been consolidating for some time now here. 62 range. Yeah, this might not be a bad level, maybe even higher, but this might not be a bad risk if it pops, come back for a retest and go. Because this was the first one to fall down when everything started collapsing, PayPal and fintech. So here's your accumulation, here's your run up, and here's your stage 2, and then here's your markdown, and now you're basing again. So accumulate, run up, distribute, run down, and now you're watching to see what happens here. Yeah, it's not bad here. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it. We'll see what tomorrow brings and how volatile they go. Considering we have pretty much every speaker we could ask for. So let's see how they react to it. This is probably not a bad short here. Okay, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Shorty.
Thanks.
Thank you, Shorty.
Thank you.